Madam, is it not our business to talk about this? If this is not environmental consciousness and environmental awareness, what else is it? Unfortunately, we think that planting a seedling on the environmental day, I'm not talking about what you did, no. Everywhere people did it, is the end of it. But where is that we are going to build up? It's a sorry state of affairs. Anyway. Do you still want the fans, sir? Do you still want the fans? Because the fans make more noise than me. Okay. Now very quickly. Somebody from here, you summarize what I did yesterday. Quick. Okay, somebody from here. Just tell what I did, what we learned yesterday. Come on. Okay.
Auditory, visual, and kinesthetic.
Good. Anything else we learned yesterday? Oh, we looked at course plan. Good. What is one aspect of course plan that we learned? Format we looked at. Good. Anything else? Okay. That those are the characteristics of the teacher. Somebody from here? Okay. One of the components of the lesson being introduction, how to start the lesson. Good. What is the second component of the lesson? Development. What is the third component? Summary. And follow-up. These are the four components of a lesson. And in teaching the lesson, even if you forget everything, kindly remember 3 points. Number one, before you go to the class, break up the content into teaching points. Don't do it in the class, but you must do it earlier. 11 o'clock you are going to the class, at least at 10:50, you break up the content into teaching points. And how many teaching points you will have? Not more than 3 or 4. Do not have too many, it is impossible to teach. And then, number 2, the principle of teaching, the philosophy of teaching is teach each point, test the point, go to the next point. That is what I meant by teach, test, teach. Teach point 1, test. How you test, I will leave it to you. How you test, I will leave it to you. Suppose you tell me, sir, I have taught the point, I look at the faces of everybody, and their eyes indicate that they have all learned it. It is okay with me. It is okay with me. But there must be a mechanism of checking whether everybody has learned it. Suppose you say, sir, at the end of every point, I will give a little test. A test could be on the board, it could be oral, whatever it is. That is also fine with me. Or suppose you tell me, sir, after I finish my teaching point 1, I will ask somebody to repeat it. That is also fine with me. But please ensure that there is some way you do in order to test them. Teach point 1, test the students. Teach 2, test them. Teach 3, test them. And at this stage of the summary of the lesson, please test on all the points. So teach, test, teach is the philosophy. The last point there is, never get bogged down with what method you must make use of. the method you use depends upon a number of factors. For example, it depends upon the nature of the students. See, look at me. For the past 3 days, I am using a method without the board. I have never used the board. But then, can I do it with your 18, 19-year-old boys and girls? I have not necessarily write on the board. Therefore, what is the nature of the student I have now? What is the nature of the student I have now? The students are adults, and therefore I can adopt this particular style. The method of teaching depends upon your students also. I think I had not told this, but I will now tell you. We had, I am talking about the method of teaching now. We had in our institution 1 year where we had 28 people from Vietnam. These people were working in the sugar and pulp industry in Vietnam. They were deputed to our institution at Chennai on an Indo-Vietnam accord by governmental relationship. They were sent to our institution. They were sent for a 3-month period on deputation. We developed a syllabus or whatever it is, and the first class, unfortunately, was to be taken by me. We had not even had the inauguration of the program. We did not have the inauguration of the program that day because our chairman was particular in coming. Because it was a overseas program, he thought we should come. He said, I will come and give a dinner to everybody. The chairman happened to be somebody from Hyderabad. He could not come that day. So we said, we will have the inauguration of the program when he comes. But then a program cannot wait till the chairman appears. So we said we will start the program and the inauguration will be on the 2nd day or the 3rd day. I went to the class, 28 of them were sitting. You will be surprised, all the 28 looked similar. They were all Xerox copies of each other. There was no change in their appearance. Even bloody fellows, dress also, they were wearing the same dress. All the 28. I went and I said, I am Berkeley, and I started telling, and I started lecturing. For about half an hour I gave a lecture, and then looked at them. Nobody seemed to have understood any word of what I had said. See, one of the important qualities of a teacher is you can judge by looking at the student whether the student is with you or not. You can judge. And I can do it. I looked at them, not one had understood anything. There was no change in the facial appearance of any individual. Neither were they happy, nor were they sad, nothing happened. I asked myself, what is happening? So I stopped my lecture immediately. Then I said, let me now begin to talk to them. Then I said, what is your name? She did not reply. Now here if I say what is your name and you don't reply, mean, there is a way in which I came, Mama, you do not know your name, what is your nickname, something I will do. But I could not do that with a partner because that is the first time we are meeting. There was no reply. I asked her, what is your name? There was no reply. 10 people I asked, nobody tells the name. Then I said, where are you now? Nobody. What really was happening was, they did not know one word of English. Don't ask me, Patanjali sir, why did they come to Chennai? Because foolishly Government of India sent them. Not one word of English they were able to understand. Now in that condition, how do I teach? Shall I close the class, go and tell my principal, sir, these fellows cannot understand English. They can't talk Tamil, Hindi, English, Tamil, Malayalam, etc. Please send them back. Even if I tell that fellow principal, will you talk to Government of India and say you have sent wrong people, we will not be able to train them, please take them back? I mean, all these things are very, very difficult. Fortunately for me, in that class, there was a 29th fellow who was sitting, who looked totally different even in appearance. The Vietnamese looked alike. The 29th fellow looked different. I went close to him. I said, I will not talk loudly. I said, sir, what is your name? He immediately said, I am Philip. I got a bit of life. Now, I said, why is that your friends do not tell their name? Is it that they have been told by the country that they should not tell their name? He said, no sir, they don't know English at all. What are you doing then? He was a mentor, sent with the students, with the industry workers. And what is your role? Come and sit in the class with them. And then when he goes back to the hostel, guest house, hotel room, bring them together and talk to them. In fact, he knew a bit of Vietnamese language. Now, what do I do? Shall I tell all these 28 people, you go away, I will only teach Philip and he will teach you? Therefore, what I did was, for the next 10 minutes, I began to talk like this. Even then there was no understanding. So when I started talking very, very slowly, what these people did was, they started opening their dictionary. Everyone had bought a dictionary. And now I am saying, good. Immediately she will look at, good, what is in Vietnamese? Morning, what is it? Now by the time she opens the page, I am already in good light. Good morning is over, good night is over. Even that did not work. Then I said, I will not talk anything. I only went to the board and went on writing whatever I wanted to say. There was nothing that I uttered. I went on this thing. Now, I am not exaggerating. This is exactly what happened. You see, the method that you make use of, sir, were you successful? No, I was not. For various reasons. The method that you use depends upon the nature of the students. The method that you use depends upon the nature of the content. The nature of the content. What is the nature of the content? For example, statement of a law, working principles of a gadget. Look at these two content. How do you teach the statement of a law? Statement of a Paradise law. How do you teach? Statement. I said, how do you teach? How do you teach the statement of the Paradise law? Okay, how do you teach your young child Saraswati Namaskar? The child will buy it, madam, you will not. How do you teach it? You tell that. You tell that. Ask the child to repeat it. Or if the child can read, give that. Let the child read. Write on the board. Let the child copy. Paradise law statement can also be taught like that. Paradise law states that when there is a conductor, this is what happens to the flux and all that. But if you want to teach the working principle, is that the method? No, the method will be different. So the method of teaching depends upon the nature of the content. You cannot teach English like you are teaching engineering. You cannot teach engineering like you are teaching chemistry because of the nature of the content. Number 3, the selection of the method depends upon the availability of resources. What do I mean by the availability of resources? I want to use the PowerPoint, but it is not available. I can do the PowerPoint at home, bring my pen drive, but then there is no facility in the classroom. There is no projection system in the classroom. No, can I use the PowerPoint then? No, I cannot. I want to show chart. There is an English teacher. I want to take the students to Sriharikota for seeing the rocket. Very good. But then my principal will not allow me. I want to take them to Sriharikota. Transport is not available. For example, today it has been raining and there is water lodging on the roads. And my civil engineering teacher will say, okay, we will have a field trip and see what is the condition of the engineering. But then you require a resource, you require a transport facility. You don't tell the student, I will go in my scooter, you come. So it depends upon the resources. It depends upon the time available. What is the meaning of the word time available? For example, I have got 100 people sitting here in this class, about 100. The one way is, I can teach each person individually. Suppose I take 1 minute to teach each people. How many minutes I require? I require 500 minutes. Where is the time for me? If I have got 500 minutes, in fact today we will see the problem. We want to do the videography. We want to do it for everybody. But where is the time? When we don't have time, we do some alternate arrangement. So it depends upon the time. The choice of the method depends upon the time available, the nature of the content, the resources availability, the nature of the student, and it also depends upon your own competency. What is your own competency? Never think that all of us are good in everything. For example, some of us cannot write well on the board. Let us accept it. I mean, today I cannot write well on the board, but don't ask me to improve, because at this stage, how do I improve anything? Similarly, it is not easy for you to improve your handwriting. You have all become old enough. Now, some of us cannot speak English properly. Is that your mistake? No. There is a problem. So those of you or those of us who are not able to speak English properly, we will resort to more use of the board. Because using the board more will reduce the amount of my using the words. So my competency is not in speaking. Some of us are good at doing demonstration. Some of us are good in doing lecture. So it also depends upon our competence. Why I said this is, when great people come for accreditation, they will, I don't know, to you or to the principal or to them, they will talk in terms of many methods of teaching without knowing what they are. Collaborative approach, cooperative approach, this approach, that approach, so many approaches they talk of. None of those fellows would have made an attempt to even study what these things are. Similarly, today we have all computers. Even computer people, if I ask you to conduct a lesson online, you will not be able to do it. You will not be able to do it. Come on, tell me, computer people, how many of you have designed one online lesson? I am not trying to find fault with you, please note, ladies and gentlemen. I am not trying to find fault with you. Working on a computer and developing an online program, these are two different competencies. Even today, NITTTR, it is almost in the 50th year of its existence. That was the first institution in the country which had a television studio even before the Doordarshan came on. Even before the Doordarshan came on. But even today, that institution of which I was a part is not being able to come out with one good tele-lesson. Because it is a competency that is required. Therefore, these are the things. Now, friends, what we will now do is, we will see many things like class management, etc. When you give a lesson, I will try to comment on that. Yesterday when I looked at the teaching, how good a teacher you are, I made a reference to your content mastery. I made a reference to your personality. Now there is a third thing called the teaching competency. Quickly on content mastery, I will make a request to you. You see, if you don't read additional information and go to the class, nobody will like you. What is that additional information? If you have carefully watched me, if you have carefully observed me, whenever I give an example, I try to pick up an example from something which has recently happened. Now and then I point out to, for example, the other day I said UGC is coming out with online programs. When I give such examples, or when I point out to the recent happenings, you are looking at me changes. The esteem that you have of me will change. You think that, oh, here is a knowledgeable person. Any student wants to listen to a knowledgeable person. Look, don't go and say, I have got 4 PhDs and dangle it here and here. How good you are a PhD should not be shown, but the student should experience it. And one of the way of their experience is when you tell them recent happenings. As a teacher, you know, yesterday or day before yesterday I asked a question, how many of you have seen an English paper? I asked you that question. I was asking that question not to criticize you. I was asking that question because as a teacher, you must not only know engineering, but you must also be conscious of what is happening in the country. In fact, I was telling Harsha about the problem that Rajinikanth's Kala has in Bangalore today. Not that I am a big film goer. That is something which is happening recently. We must keep also update with it. So, my request to you is, every time you want to teach a unit, before you teach a unit, sit down for a minute and for your own sake, write down what books shall I read. What books shall I read? I am not saying you show it to your head this thing. No, I am not saying that. For your own sake. Ask them, what book shall I read? In fact, you do not know many things. A teacher would announce a topic. The teacher would not tell us what book we have got to read because everybody will not say. We would go to the library, pick up a book, see the content. If the content was available, so there is a way of searching for it. Please make a note. What book shall I read? What journals shall I read? There is nothing wrong. See, in that particular sense, a senior teacher asking a Ramakrishna is more meaningful because Ramakrishna is an yesterday graduate, whereas you are a 10 years old graduate. Ramakrishna has seen the yesterday book. When I say yesterday book, what do I mean by it? The latest book he has seen. So, an environment, suppose he is also an environmental engineering teacher. If she asks him, sir, I want to talk about environmental economics, Ramakrishna will say, madam, this book. Therefore, a young teacher is as useful to a senior one as the other. Please do it. Content mastery is so very vital. Then we were talking of the teaching competency. What is this teaching competency? Teaching competency is the ability we have for teaching. It is the skill we have for teaching. Teaching is not telling. If you go and become a telling teacher, you become a news reader. I don't want you to become a news reader in computer science, a news reader in mathematics, a news reader in civil engineering, a news reader in mechanical engineering. Immediately my friend here would say, sir, we don't read, sir, we don't take the paper at all. You keep hearing, then from there you read, that's all, nothing else you are doing. Now, knowing content is one thing, how to deliver the content is another thing. I know how to cook. All that you do is take rice, put it in water, keep it on a stove, and then allow it to boil. Whether ultimately I get white rice or black rice, I do not know. I know how to cook. Knowing cooking and doing cooking are two different things. I know how to swim. Get into water, Keep on throwing up your arms and legs. But then you put me into water, I will never come up. I know how to swim, but I cannot swim. I know how to drive, but I cannot drive. These are two. Know and do are two different things. You are all knowing people. You know the subject. But then you must know how to teach the subject. Know and do. Today, you are paid not because you know, you are paid because you can do. You are paid not because you know, but because you can do. Is that not the reason why in industries, IT industries, they select non-IT people. IT industries, they are selecting non-IT people because they have confidence that these non-IT people can do it. Now, if you want to do teaching, some of the things that we must know are, we must know how to write on the board. Writing on the board is not just going and doing it here. We saw in one case where distinguish. That's a classical example to indicate what happens if the board is not properly written. It's a competency. How to communicate is a competency. How to question is a competency. How to get the interaction is a competency. How to assess the students is a competency. Now, if we master these competencies, then we become good teachers. In fact, to me, for a teacher, if your content is slightly less, I am not bothered. If your content is slightly less, I am not bothered. But if you have good competency, that is what. Now, we will now start the video work, where we will ask you to make a presentation, and then on the basis of that, I will also give you tips as far as the competencies are concerned. Before we start that show, please note the purpose of this exercise. I am absolutely sure is not to find fault with anybody, because there is no ideal teacher here. Srinivas, Patanjali, Barki, they are not ideal teachers. We have as many drawbacks as you have. Just because they are senior and I am old, don't think that we have become ideal model teachers. Drawbacks are there. Yesterday I said, we all have drawbacks. Did Krishna, Lord Krishna, did he not have drawbacks? The fellow married so many ladies. Rama, Lord Rama, whom we call as a Maryada Purusha, what did the fellow do? He suspected his own wife. He asked Sita to go in for an Agni Pariksha. If these are not drawbacks, what else is a drawback? I mean, the reason why I said this is, we have all drawbacks. To have a drawback is not a sin. To have a drawback is not a blunder. For example, I am born this high. Is it my fault? So, what now you need to do? Please forget about these drawbacks. When we have drawbacks, what we need to do is find out whether the drawback comes in the way of my king. I will do example this time. I said yesterday, I can't speak Telugu. It's a drawback. Now coming to Vijayawada, not being able to speak Telugu is a drawback, because I can't go to a hotel and ask the fellow, Emra, what is there? I can't ask him. It's a drawback. But when it comes to teaching, teaching you, it is not a drawback for me at all. But if I am teaching the engineering students, my not knowing Telugu would become a drawback. Because there sometimes I have to talk to them in Telugu, either inside or outside, it becomes a drawback. So when it comes to you, I will not bother about my drawback. So a drawback which I have, a limitation which I have, a weakness which I have is not coming in the way. Now, I am writing in the book. My handwriting is not good because everybody's handwriting cannot be good. Having not good handwriting is a drawback, but that drawback must be corrected because you are a teacher. Because when you write something on the board and I don't see it, there is no purpose of writing in the board. That is all the purpose of this exercise. It is only to help you understand where you are lacking and then help you improve. The purpose, I promise, is not punishment at all. Sir, the coordinator and the coordinators, whatever they have done, please assure me and them that it is not going to be reported to the management. There is an assurance. Now, why I said this is, do not be afraid of doing things. Because if you come on to give a lesson with that fear, you will not be able to do anything. And then, believe me, at the end of it you will all certainly enjoy the scenario. Now we will begin the show. I said we need to pick up people. One of the ways of picking up would be, it's a suggestion, you correct me, you give me any suggestion. First we will have one person at least from each discipline. Right? One person. Oh, the physics professor says, I am the only idiot, I have got to come. I mean, in their help is there. We will have one person from each discipline. Or physics, chemistry and English, we will put them together and call it as science and humanities. So we will have one person from electrical, one mechanical, one ECE, one computers, one SCH. Where will environmental go? We will put it with civil, madam, somewhere to pick up. First we will finish this, and then we will pick up another group of people. But how do I pick the one person from mechanical department? If I ask you for volunteers, you will not come. Therefore, what I will do is, we have got the list. Okay? Keep the list with you. Don't do sir. Keep the list with you. Okay, no, you keep it with you. You keep it with you. Now mechanical. What is the list, sir? What is the... Okay, mechanical. Now we want one person from mechanical. Sir, from 1 to 20, you sir, from 1 to 20, tell me some number.
15.
Sir, who is the 15th? Ramakrishna Reddy. Good. So, we have already picked up Ramakrishna Reddy. Please sir. Civil. Sir, how many people are there in civil? How many are there? Total number? 12. Okay. Madam, from 1 to 12, pick up any number.
7.
7. Huh? Okay, good. We have, listen on. We have picked up 2 gentlemen. Now, third one we will do the same approach. But in case the person is not a lady, we will ask for another name. Okay? What is the third group, sir? ECE. What is your discipline? What is your discipline, sir? Mechanical. Pick up a number from 1 to 25. 19, sir.
Gautami.
Gautami. Good. Did you know her? No. No, because when you picked up a lady's number. Very good. What is the next one, sir?
CSC.
Huh?
CSC.
CSC, how many are there? 21 are there. 20. Madam, what is your discipline? Okay. From 1 to 20, pick up a number. 4. 4, sir.
Sudhakar.
No. Pick up another number.
19.
19.
19 has not come. Is not come.
19 is not come. No. I mean, you are bad at picking up. 1 5. 1 5. You are busy. What is your discipline? So come on. 8.
Navyasri.
Okay, good. So we have 2 ladies and 2 gentlemen. I mean, the whole idea is equal representation is being given to everybody. What is the other branch left out? There are 2 more disciplines. Okay. Triple E, anybody who wants to, from Triple E, any volunteers?
Sir, we follow the same scenario, sir. What they have done.
I said, are there volunteers? If there are volunteers, we will pick up. Otherwise, I will make you come and do it, don't worry. Okay. Anybody who was born in the electrical, Triple E, in the Triple E group, anybody who was born in the month of July, anybody who is born in the month of July, anybody born in the month of September? Okay. What is your name, sir?
Praveen.
Praveen. Then ECE.
Humanities.
Humanities. No, humanities. Humanities and sciences. You pick up a name, sir. From humanities and sciences. So just any name.
Number?
Any name.
5 to 11. 6 is not there. 7. Munira Begum.
Munira Begum. Okay, done. So we have initially picked up 6 people. Ladies and gentlemen, I repeat again, the idea is not to find fault with anybody. You will know how things will be done. So first we will ask him, what is the first name, sir? Ramakrishna Reddy. First we will ask Ramakrishna Reddy to come and make a presentation. I will tell you how you can do it. Sir, is there somebody's mobile is it? Almost everybody has a mobile. Okay. Let us first nominate somebody in the group as a timekeeper, and because we have a disciplining teacher, we will make her as the timekeeper. I mean, all that you have got to do is, please, when they come here, she will give a signal for people to start. You can raise your hand, and once she raises the hand, you start talking. We will give each individual 8 minutes for teaching and 1 more additional minute. Right? So what she will do is, at the end of the 7th minute, give a bell warning, or if you have got any other thing, you tell them. And then at the end of the 9th, you give a warning. When the 9th warning is given, that is the second warning is given, kindly stop your teaching. Sir, what happens if I finish my teaching before 7 minutes? Okay, finish your teaching and then come away. Don't worry about that. This is what we want to do. As the individuals are teaching, kindly do not keep on disturbing them. I mean, in terms of your own talking amongst yourself, disturb people, help them. So you can ask anybody any question that you want. Don't worry whether they belong to mechanical department, civil department, electrical department, etc. Don't worry about it. It is not whether you get the correct answer or not, that is also not important. Okay? Can they come here and do it?